Hello, and welcome back to the studio. I'm Dr. Wigo, and today I'm here to unbox the limited edition of Trails of Cold Steel 3 and 4 combo pack for the PlayStation 5. Didn't this game come out like in 2020? Actually, it came out in 2018 in Japan. The English localization came out for the PS4 in 2020. And now, only 4 years later, here it is for the PS5. For the PS5, they bundled 3 and 4 together for a lower price, and they made a limited edition box set, which we're about to look into. If you saw my video on Trails of Reverie, which I will link up here, in that video I ran through the whole saga, starting back with Trails in the Sky and going through the 3 games that have come out since this game, one of which was Trails of Reverie, see there, and then 2 of which are still coming. They're out in Japan, but they're still being localized to bring over here. Trails into Daybreak, and then whatever the sequel to that's going to be called in English. That's enough preliminaries. Let's get in here. Again, if you watch that video, you know how much I love these games, which is why I'm buying yet another version. Right before coming up here to record this, I checked on my PS5. I have played the PS4 version of Trails of Cold Steel 3 for 371 hours, and I have played the PS4 version of Trails of Cold Steel 4 for 450 hours. I played these a little bit. Well, at least it's easy opening. There we go. Ooh, there's quite a pile in here. Well, let's start at the back and work our way forward. This is the slipcover box, which will be joining Trails of Reverie on the shelves behind me. So here is the PS5 Deluxe Edition on disc. There's also a downloadable version in the store. I think for both of them, it's like 70 bucks. This was $99, so not a lot more than the downloadable version. And these versions include all the paid DLC that you had to buy back when the original version came out for the PS4. It's all built in here, so you save some money that way too. Again, there's no reason for me to be buying this, but I just love it. And wait till you see all the cool stuff that comes with. The next thing we have are postcards. So here's a postcard from Crossbell, the City of Trade, with the return address of the Thor's Military Academy branch campus, and a place to put a stamp, and a little Crossbell icon. So I guess you can actually use these as postcards. Then Heimdall, the capital city of Erebonia, which we visit in both these games, as I recall. And of course it has the Erebonian symbol on the back. Leaves, the home of the branch campus, which was not in Trails of Cold Steel 1 and 2, because there they were on the main campus. It says, passed by Heimdall Postal Service. You know, greetings from Ortis, another city we visit in this. Actually, at the very beginning of Cold Steel 3, I believe, we land in Ortis for one of their flash forwards. That's one of the things I hate about these games. But they don't want you to start with the boring part, so they start you in the middle of a big fight that comes from later in the game. And then you come back and fight that fight again when you're much more powerful. This has been stamped by the province of Lamar, which is where Ortis is. Then Parm, which is at the other end of Erebonia, where we will also spend some time. It's in the province of Sutherland, which is, of course, the postal service that has canceled this non-existent stamp. And finally, Raquel, which is over back by Ortis. So this should also be yet Lamar. So those are our little picture postcards. Next up, ooh, looks lenticular. Oh yeah, don't know how well the camera catches it, but it has the little lenticular stuff, so it's reflecting. There's our hero, Reen, Steel Maiden, who you meet at the very beginning of Trails of Cold Steel 3, although I don't think they tell you who she is then, but if you play the game, you'll know. There's Rufus, who in this game is a bad guy. Well, actually, he's pretty much always a bad guy. He's especially bad in this game. Then we have Crow. So here's a spoiler. He died in Cold Steel 2. Why does he have a card here? Well, if you played the game, you know, but if you haven't played the game, little spoiler there. Oh, and there's our Chancellor, Gileath Osborne. It looks like behind him there is his Divine Knight, the Ebon Knight. Oh, and there's Fee's dad. You'll know Fee from the earlier games. Well, this is the guy that adopted her and raised her. Oh, and Prince Cedric. So we have some nice little character cards. Ah, the Chronicles of the Twilight. Bit of a spoiler for the game. I'm spoiling a 6-year-old game. It has an index. Well, there's a map of the Erebonian Empire. which I believe we have another map coming up. There's Rain, Yuna, who's one of the characters introduced in Cold Steel 3. Altina, who we've seen before. Musée, again new in this game. And Ash, also new in these games. Aurelia Le Guin. Tita Russell, who's from the Trails in the Sky games going back to the beginning of this series. Professor Schmidt. Michael Irving, who was introduced in these games. Here's the branch campus of Thor's Military Academy. JRPGs. Gotta have the swimsuits. And all these outfits are included in this version because it includes the deal. These are DLC, most of them. Back to the stars of Cold Steel 1 and 2, we have from the original Class 7, Elisa Reinford, Elliot Craig, Laura S. Arcade, Matthias Regnitz, whose dad is also a major character, Emma Milstein, Eustace, Fee, whose dad we saw on one of the other cards, Milliam, Sarah Valestain, the instructor for Class 7 in the first two games. Oh, look, and now we have the Panzer Soldats and the Orbital Gear, Kestrel and the Spiegel and the Draken and the Hector and the Goliath, and here's the gear that Tita uses. There's Prince Olivert, or Olivier, back from the Trails in the Sky games. Angelica, who figured prominently in the first two games, Cold Steel 1 and 2, and she's back. And Sharon Kruger also was in Cold Steel 1 and 2. Lecter, Tio, who's the SSS, she's from Trails from Zero and Trails into Azure. So at this point in the editing, I realized this is taking way too long. And yes, I know some of you are thinking, why didn't you think of that several minutes ago? Well, I didn't. So I have just sped this up to really, really fast. If you really want to see all the stuff in the art book, you can slow it down or pause or do whatever. But I didn't want this to be a 20-minute part of the video of just going through the art book. So I've cut it way, way, way down and sped it way, way, way up. So sorry if you wanted to see more, but like I said, slow it down and look at it. Just see. Look, there's even more. It just keeps going, and there's more and more. Well, it's two games, and so they have the art for two games at once, and so it just takes a little while to get to the part where, so back to the video, shall we? So at the front of the art book, there's the map of the Airborne Empire in 1206, and this is a kind of cloth. I'm not really sure what this is. It feels, on this side it feels like cloth, on this side it feels, I get it's woven something. But no, our game wanders all over this place. Trails in the Sky took place down here. The next game takes place over here in the Republic of Calvard. Crossbell's over here. The opening scene, Trails of Cold Steel 3, starts here. Leaves is back over here. Trista, the original campus from Cold Steel 1 and 2, is there. So we have the art book, which is fairly thick. 256 pages. And we have these, and of course the game itself. So that's the unboxing.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
So I took a little break and installed the game on my PS5, and as you can see, they look identical. Well, then why would you want to buy the PS5 version if you already have the PS4 version? Loading takes forever. And with the PS5 version, not so much. The PS5 version just goes to black and then right back in. If you want the limited edition for $99 instead of the $69 for the combo of 3 and 4 for the PS5, well, that's a pretty good deal because it's only $30 more than the regular games. Trails Through Daybreak doesn't come out until this summer. So between now and this summer, I can replay Trails of Cold Steel 3 and Trails of Cold Steel 4, starting over from scratch and go through the whole process again. So my review of this little guy is it worth $30? Over the price of the games? Maybe, maybe not. Plus, if you've got the PS4 version, you're and if you finished it, you're good. Now, if you never finished, in fact, if you quit because the load times were so bad, well, then buy the PS5 versions. But again, I would recommend buying them downloadable. I still love this game. I don't mind spending another $100 on a game I love this much, because that's just more money to give to NISA that they can then use to plow back in, because they're localizing. Actually, it should be fairly finished by now. They're localizing the next one, and there's another one to go after that. So we have to keep supporting them so that they'll keep localizing, because these games are amazing. And if you recall from my Reverie video, we're only halfway. That's it for Trails of Cold Steel for now. I'll be back in the summer with the unboxing of the limited edition of Trails Through Daybreak. So come back for that. Don't know how much game content there will be between now and then. If I keep playing with the Vision Pro the way I've been going, probably not a lot. And come back next week for probably another Vision Pro video. Certainly another tech video. I have some other tech that will help me with my Vision Pro, which I will also be doing videos on. That's it for now. Thanks for stopping by. See you next time. Bye-bye. And now I have to go play another game. It never ends. Thanks for staying to the end. Bye-bye.